the beach, the lovely beach.
Alrighty, y'all. Welcome back to LORNMOR, where we're breaking down Dychuck's songs start to finish. Today, it's track 8 off the attic, Barge. Hear me out. This story follows the child of a god, one that controls the built infrastructure of society. If we were to subscribe to Greek mythology, perhaps this would be one of the Horae. In this story, the godchild is playing in their godchild sandbox and they build a silly little society, which turns out to be the modern world. Barge in charge. The lyrics for this song were written chronologically, so large and in charge was the first line written. Needless to say, this song could have gone in a million different directions. Fear my At this point, our godchild protagonist is playing with their toy barge in their godchild sandbox. Why don't you join my crew? A godchild friend of our godchild protagonist comes over for a playdate and is invited to join in on the fun in the godchild sandbox. The godchildren decide to create a new world for their own amusement and set out on an epic build sequence during the guitar solo where they design and implement their plans, which are quite complex for a couple of adolescents. The godchildren are automotive enthusiasts, so decide to make this world a car-centric society. They build lots of roads with lots of lanes to reduce traffic and make getting around easier for its inhabitants. They are just children though and don't understand that more lanes leads to more cars, which leads to more traffic, which leads to more lanes, which leads to more cars and more traffic, which leads to more lanes, more cars and more traffic, which leads to more lanes, even more cars, and even more traffic. And the yards are Since the godchildren believe that they have granted complete freedom of mobility to this new world's inhabitants, they decide to develop a new sort of housing, where individual houses are placed on large lots which are quite spread out. Once again, the godchildren don't quite have it figured out, as this sprawly method of housing eliminates walkability, ruins transit effectiveness, and makes it very hard for people to build strong interpersonal relationships and therefore find a sense of community. Despite all this, our godchild protagonist is pretty proud of what's been created and thanks their friend for their contributions. Help me through. In this story, the godchildren have learned the importance of working together from a very young age. I think it's safe to say that this success story will lead to many other inter-god collaborations in the future as they grow up and take on more responsibilities. Little bro's trying to chase down the swans. They're looking at him like, who the fuck are you? Like to snatch one of them. They're like, come on man, come back. That water is cold at this time of year. Well, thank you for joining me on this lovely evening stroll along the beach. Let's go look at the logic file. Welcome to my nightmare. Intro is nice and clean. Drums are at the top, bass, 2 rhythm guitars, lead guitar. I'm not going to bore you with the bass and the rhythm guitars because they're essentially the same. Whoa, shut up. Because they're essentially the same as every other song on the project so far, so go see every previous video. Let's take a quick look at the drums. You can see it says it is Bleed Kit June 9th, so I guess that's when I copied it over from Bleed, which is track 3 off of the attic. This kit shares a lot of DNA with Bleed, if not all of it. The lead's not anything too exciting either. Let's get to the verse. Barge in charge. Fear my. So standard stuff again, double tracked vocals, so 2 recordings of the vocals. These fellas all the way down here jump in. Okay, so then we get some extra vocals in there for the hook. So we got 6 takes. What's going on? Main, regular, higher ones, and then echoes. Oh, looks like I took a high one and a low one and just threw a ton of echo onto it. So that's why we're gonna get these fun effects that we're gonna hear here.
Why don't you join my crew? Build a new.
You can hear the bass, you can hear the guitars, you can hear a little bit of drums here and there, you can hear those vocals, but there's another very, very, very interesting noise. Tooties, ship horn very close. Ooh, cool. It's a sample I found of a ship horn, and I just made multiple pitch renditions of it, so it essentially plays chords in the hooks throughout the song. I think it sounds really cool. Guitar solo. There's a car sample, in case you were wondering. Ah, you fucking bitch. Camera battery fucked itself. Where were we?
Thank you.
So there when we say thank you, Haley joins in.
Say
Thank you. Help me through.
Remember from earlier we had the echoey vocals? Those guys are gonna guide us into the next section here. Everybody joins in for the fun there. The toots come back. We get the verse guys. The leads there. All these noises are just some fun delay stuff I did recall from episode 4 of LORNMOR Tales, wherein I discussed the Akai MIDI mix that I have, which is just a tool that has a bunch of knobs, and you can just change stuff. So I use that to kind of make this textured noise you hear in the outro, and this outro flows into the next song, so it kind of all sits together nicely. I'm really proud of the ship horn sample that I threw in there, particularly this one. That's it for Barge. Thank you very much for watching. You made it through another episode of LORNMOR. Please subscribe, thumbs up this video, and go watch all the other ones if you haven't. Sayonara. Well, thank you for joining me for this lovely walk. Oh my, why can't I fucking talk?